Good morning. I'll ask your forgiveness if I'm not quite myself. I've not been that well the past 24 hours. So I still don't feel 100%, but I certainly feel a lot better than I did yesterday. Without going into too much detail, I did have some interesting experiences yesterday. However, I am acutely aware that they were experiences in the midst of fever, even delirium, and being half awake, half asleep, which you can argue is the best time to have experiences, and equally you can argue against that you're not really in complete control either. Things to consider. A lot of things in the imagery I experienced and that centered around the controversial blank rune. Particularly being really a gateway, being able to use it as a gateway to travel or gain access to places or possibilities. There were a few things I experienced and that I've sort of kept with me, and a lot of vague things that have just sort of diminished away and I don't really remember. One of the things I did experience was being before Tia and feeling I was being held account for judgment. And I really remember saying that I will try to do better. So it is quite vague. It's, I don't know, being under the scrutiny of someone who represents justice, it can make you feel very small. And you can, I don't know, process that in a way of it's just that maybe you feel guilty about things or not, or that you are, I don't know, maybe not doing things as best as you could. I don't know really. I'm still sort of processing it, and obviously still sort of in that, well, do you know what, I was at a low point. Yesterday was very much a low point. I feel weak today. I was talking about it with my wife earlier. It's just like how I feel is like I feel like a street that sort of in the aftermath of a hurricane having sort of ravaged it. So that was my encounter with Tia. It seemed very much like I put myself under the spotlight, or wanted him to see me. I don't know. Then my other experience was again using the blank rune as a gateway, and I went down to Helheim, and I don't recall if I saw Hel or that she let me pass, but my intention or thing was I saw Balder, and I can again process this in my subconscious. Balder's been in my thoughts a lot of late, and he said something to me, which again, it's just, let's say, what you make of it is what you choose to make of it. But he said to me, 'Tis all right, brother, better days will come, or better days will return. Which, I suppose, is to suggest encouragement that things may seem bleak at the moment, but there is hope on the horizon. Obviously, I don't... My way of translating referring to me as a brother is in the way people will refer to each other, not as bloodkin, but being bound together by a duty or a purpose. So I'm not claiming any sort of kinship to Balder. I think really it's just sort of, I don't know, there's probably a lot of process to sort of work into what I experienced and what that says probably about me rather than anything else. I say, I wasn't feeling great. I mean, I pretty much was in bed for a lot of time. Didn't have any tea last night. So, fighting back a whole load of things that my body wanted to do that I didn't want it to. Anyway, enough of the experiences. It's new rune day and it's time to draw the new rune. I think first off what I'm going to do is just put the blank rune here, and then here we go. Give it a shake. Oh, I should also point out one of the things I experienced yesterday. I want to mention it before I draw a rune, just in case. A lot of things seem to be out of proportion, and one of the things I remember seeing was the Athala rune, sort of massive sized shape of it. I think just before, just in case, or weird happenings. Let's give them a swirl and see what I get. Okay, this is it. I can't see what it is. Okay, cool. This is my new rune for the coming week, and we'll see what happens. Can't be any worse than the last 24 hours. So if you've watched this video, thank you, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.